I'm no Chef Boyardee, but I'm not eating that at all. Here, part crispy, no leave out. You see it. She was pregnant, and you know, I'm a girl, so it's not my baby. Hello everybody, and what is up YouTube? Today we're going to be doing a get ready with me plus another story time. Today's story time is going to be about my nightmare roommate, because at this point in time everybody's had one. Sadly, my nightmare roommate was a friend of mine, someone I considered to be my best friend at that time. But you know, oh well. Oh well. So you guys usually see me with the bonnet on my whole video. Sorry guys. You guys usually see me with my bonnet on the whole video. But I'm going out with my friend today. I really don't like to go anywhere, and I did try to back out of this like a day in advance. But she was not letting up. She was just like not allowing it. So here we are. Anyways, I don't know how I'm gonna do my hair. You know how like they have that little curl up in the front? I was thinking about doing that, or I was thinking about doing something like this, where like, you know, it's a piece of hair and, you know, tuck behind the ear and then just straight around. I think I'm gonna go for this. I like this and kind of just straight around. Yeah. Anyways, that's what we're gonna be doing today, YouTube. Get ready with me plus the nightmare roommate situation, which I'll be getting into. If you are watching my videos, and I only have 4 up right now, but you're more than welcome to go watch any one of them. You do know, for one, that I am always running late, which I very much am. I was supposed to be leaving my house at 7:30. Right now it's like probably 7:05-ish, something close to that. But yeah, it is what it is. The place we're going to doesn't open up at 10. We were planning on getting some food, and I have to stop at one of my other friends' jobs real quick, and I have to stop at the bank. So, you know, it's not really no rush or anything. It's like a be here around this time sort of thing. I got makeup in my weave. Okay. Anyways, it's more like be here around this time kind of thing, but like it's a set time. Like, can't be pulling up at 10 o'clock because we do have pre-game plans, so gotta attend those. But yeah, let's get into the story time. All right guys, like I said, I'm gonna be doing a nightmare roommate story time, and the nightmare roommate did happen to be somebody I considered to be my best friend. Normally I wouldn't talk about personal situations like this, but when it happened, she like went above and beyond to put it on Facebook and to put it on Snap and to tell everybody that me and her knew, because we were best friends on and off since middle school, so we had tons of mutual friends. And yeah, so she wasn't too quiet about it. She actually got me very involved. My light went off. Had her mom calling me and all. So yeah, why not talk about it? Why not bring it to YouTube and make it a story time? Because it's something, I'll tell you that. It's definitely something. Okay, so this all started, basically anyone who knows me knows exactly who I'm talking about. I'm not going to say her name, but if you know what I'm talking about, you definitely know what I'm talking about because of her. Because as soon as it happened, she brought it to Facebook, she brought it to Snap. She like went out of her way to make sure it was known by everybody. So if you do know who I'm talking about, that has nothing to do with me. Anyways, so she's basically from West Virginia, and I would just like to say I'm from Florida. That's where I currently am right now, and I did not know she was coming down here until like the day she was driving, or the day before literally, which is crazy.
Boy, if you don't...
Was about to turn 18, and I had already expressed the interest in my mom that like I wanted to move in my own place. So that was the thing before she came down here. And with me and her being like supposedly really good friends, and her being new moving down here, and obviously not having a job and not really having family down here, I was like, we could just get a place together. She ooh, jump scare. She didn't have a job at the time, of course, because she wasn't from down here. She had lived down here prior, and her family had went back up sometime, I think during high school or after high school, I don't really remember. And yeah, so she didn't have a job up here. She didn't really have anywhere to stay. And the thing is, she was coming down here for a guy. I won't mention who the guy is or how I know him, because of like the confidentiality with other people. If I like express how I know him and I express how she knows him and how we all know each other, that'll kind of give it up, and I don't want to ruin anybody else's life, so I'm not going to bring it up. But basically, she came down here really for a guy, but she knew I stayed down here, so I was really just kind of a live-in situation, and I didn't know it at the time, so I'm not saying much about it. I did lose my small brush, so that's why I'm using this beauty blender, which is really terrible to use one thing for everything, but I'm gonna see if I can make it work. It's not gonna be as creased, and I just don't think it's gonna look the same, but I'll try, and if not, always take it off. But like I was saying, she came down here basically for a guy, and I was really just a live-in situation until she got that figured out. And she was not an emotionally stable person, I would say. And I tried to tell her, you all have that one friend that is like Delulu, like swears up and down that they're in love, and the other person is nearly not even showing any emotions pointing in the direction that they feel the same way, like at all. Like no hints of equivalent feelings at all.
I don't want you here, and I don't want you here.
And they're still somehow under this perception that, like, you know, they're in a relationship somehow. Like, have you seen Blueface and actually that's not a good comparison, because he could pass for liking her. He could pass for having some feelings for her.
You and me, I just couldn't swallow the pain, cause the love that you had, it wasn't for me.
That was just not the case. Anyways, yeah, she came down here, and the guy was not really showing interest in her how I think she wanted him to, and that's what really sealed the deal with her starting stuff. This guy did stay at my house, and yeah, it was kind of like I was telling her that, like, you know, this is just not a good option, it's not a good choice. And I was being really blunt with her. I was like, let's be for real. I don't think the feelings are mutual here, and I don't think you should waste your time. She's not an ugly girl, none of that. So she definitely could have found somebody else. It's just that for whatever reason, that didn't seem to be an appealing option to her. So, you know, everybody's grown. You can only force something upon somebody for so long. She's going to make her own choice, and she made the choice to keep chasing after this person. So eventually I just left it alone, and I let it be what it is. Her and this person got into a really huge, really big fight, and my mom calls me like 2 days later, telling me that like the cops are at our door, saying that she called and that this person beat her up, and we don't know about any of this. Like she didn't communicate any of this with us, and at this point it just seems like drama, really bad drama. There were other reasons why she was a nightmare roommate. Like, for one, it's me, my mom, and this person, and like she walks around the house, this is her butt these are the shorts. I didn't want to see that. I don't think anybody in the house wanted to see that, but me personally, I did not want to see it. So that was really nasty. I'm telling her she has to leave because she's just bringing way too much drama, and there's just way too much going on. She's like literally breaking stuff in my house, like holes in the wall, stuff that she cannot replace because she's down here without a job, you know, not really any family, which, you know, isn't an issue because I was definitely willing to be supportive of her as like a best friend. And, you know, breaking stuff she cannot replace by any means. And I told her, like, you know, this just isn't gonna work, and like she flips out on me. And I later found out that she wanted to stay with a mutual friend of ours until her plane came for her to go back where she came from. And she was carrying on the same behaviors, very problematic, walking around with nearly no clothes on. And another thing is she had no filter. At this time, I just turned 18. Everybody who knew me was older than me, and she was 18. The guy was 18. I think they were on the verge of being 19, maybe, or almost 19, and I had just turned 18. And she had no filter. Like, we are grown, so of course we can say what we want, but it's just kind of like a common sense thing when you're around other people's parents. Like, don't bring up certain stuff, don't say certain things, don't cuss, like, you know, don't talk about like your sexual life if you're having one. Like, those are just the type of things that are inappropriate. An older person, she was pretty young, so she hears about that stuff. It's like nothing she doesn't know about. But like, I'm not even talking around her like that, like about that type of stuff, talking in that kind of way, like cussing, all that stuff. So for you to come to my house and do that, it's really weird. Real weird. Real weird. And, you know, that's another reason that I told her that, like, you know, you just couldn't keep staying here. All those, like, things that people would think are general rules or are common sense just didn't seem to dawn on her at all. And it was kind of getting me hot a little bit because, like, what is your issue? Like, her mom was, like, very strict. So for her to act like this, maybe she was acting like this because she wasn't around her mom. Maybe it was that sense of freedom she was having, but she's always been a pretty wild person, so I don't know if I can say that's what it was. But yeah, I kicked her out for that, amongst other things. We were best friends on and off because she used to do really shisty stuff. I'm using hair glue for my eyelashes because I can't find my nail glue. It's kind of an oh well thing. I used to do it while I was younger, and I don't even really have any eyelashes now, and I use regular eyelash glue most of the time. So no eyelashes hurt in the process. Anyways, yeah, she just was pretty cutting up. And then she would cook stuff and like not clean up after herself really. Like, she cooked spaghetti one time with like barbecue sauce in it. I'm no Chef Boyardee, but I'm not eating that at all. At all. Yeah, that's the story. Long story short, there could be more details and I could add more to the story, but I don't want to air out her business like that, even though she aired out mine. I will say that after she left and after she was out of our house, you know, she made Snapchat posts about how we were going on the Jerry Springer show because she was pregnant, and you know, I'm a girl, so it's not my baby. Period. 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 Because every bit of nothing to do with me. I may or may not have to do this off camera because I just don't have the skills to do it on camera. I didn't add so much glue because I didn't want it to have like that smeared look, but I guess I didn't add enough. But yeah, that's the story time, you guys. She got kicked out because very problematic, drama, was making a mess, walking around with little to no clothes on, overall just killing the vibe. And I couldn't put up with that. And like, you know, the world has a crazy way of working, because she did all this, and you know, she showed me all of this before we moved together, which is like really great, because if we would have been on a lease and I would have had to live with her being the way she is, that would have been a tragedy. We're best friends on and off very much, because she used to do very shysty things when we were younger. Like, she would tell my mom my business. Whenever she was mad at me, she would tell my mom personal things about me that I didn't want my mom to know. So I got in really big trouble one time or not for something she told my mom. And the only reason we end up being friends for so long is because my mom has a way of making me forgive people that I don't want to talk to sometimes. Most of the time it is my choice, but my mom's like literally sitting there convincing me one night that, you know, she's a good friend. Just a very wild person, but still a good friend. I don't know if that's because she actually believed it, or because she was the plug for telling her my business. But yeah, YouTube. That's the story. If you guys want to do more story times, comment. If you want to see something, comment, because I'm still getting into the content that I'm posting. Most of the content is going to be get ready with me's and story times, and some of the content is going to be wig and fitness related. So it's a mixture, something for everybody. So you really can't say that it's not your thing to watch my channel, because we have something for everybody. And do. So I'm going to show you guys the finished look, because I didn't expect this story to be that short. Like, I've literally never gotten to the point like that, which is crazy. Real crazy. I wonder what time it is right now, because I def was running late. I still have some stuff to do. Perfect. It's on there like perfect. Everybody says hair glue is like bad for your eyelashes, and I'm pretty sure it is, but I'll tell you one thing. It ain't going nowhere. And not. You know what I'm gonna wear, but I don't know what I'm gonna wear for sure. I got 3 outfits lined up just in case. So yeah, I'm just gonna hot comb my hair. I don't ever really do too much to my hair because I don't see a point. But 17 and like everybody's a creep. So that's the mindset I have. It could literally be a boy coming up to me like a year older than me, and I'd be like, ew. Unless like it's someone I know personally and I know they're cool. But other than that, you're a creep. I love using a hot comb because the first 2 passes are gonna do it every time. And this is not my hair. This a weave, baby. So I could care less about how heat damaged it look. You look literally just comb through there like you're combing your hair out, and it's gonna get it done every time. I'm not going for a bone straight look. I kind of just want it to be soft and wavy like it is now, because bone straight is just, my head's pretty big, so bone straight is a little too much for Nye. This is really good hair, like, and this is hair store hair too. This is real good hair. If this wasn't a glue-in, I could probably use this again. But I literally change my hairstyle every 2 weeks because I do my own hair. Part crispy, no leave out, you see it. And I just be wanting something different. Like, I'm thinking about putting braids back in my hair, but I had braids for so long. Like, my run with braids was literally so long. I had knotless braids that were medium size, and then I went into some black and blonde kind of like poetic braids that were also knotless. And then I did some big poetic braids with the knot that were like regular plaits with curls. And then I did some inty binty tiny like free part plaits. I feel like I really have my run with plaits at this point. So this is, I just burnt myself and it hurts so much. I just so that's why I did this quick weave in my head, because I just knew I needed something different. And I put on a couple of wigs. If you want to see me install a wig, go watch that first video. But at this point, this is kind of the final look. Like, I always really want to go for something soft and something simple, because like I don't wear makeup like that no more, and I don't do eyeshadow no more. I kind of do concealer for the baggies, a pair of lashes, connect the eyebrows to, you know, make them look neat. And yeah, we're out of here. YouTube, if you want more story times and more videos from me in general, comment, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that post notification button so you can get a notification for every time I post. Like, what are you doing if you're not? Like, who don't want to be this way? Like, come on now. Anyways, love you guys. I love everybody who watches my videos, everybody who's engaging, everybody who's commenting, because you definitely don't have to do that. So if you want to see more videos from me, hit that post notification button, and we out of here, YouTube.
My body gon' go what she like. So what's your sign? Cause I like you. Got a place we can stay for the night, but I'm too shy to invite you. You got a gangster vibe.